Hey guys, I'm Desikan, and in this video we're going to be doing lipstick dupes. I'm coming back with the lipstick dupes after literally so long. I did like one MAC lipstick dupes video I think about 2 to 3 months ago, but right now we have quite a few really popular shades, some things that I really am happy with the shade matches. So I have bought about a lipstick dupes for you guys, and if there's a lipstick dupe, I will find a dupe for it only in a lipstick form, not in a liquid lipstick form, and likewise even for a liquid lipstick, so that it is a little bit accurate in terms of formulation as well. And most of these are shade dupes, some of these are even shade and formula dupes. So yeah, most of them match pretty well. I have filmed this video in studio lights, not natural lights, because I just can't, you guys, with the fluctuation and everything. And I started filming this video around 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and I will always do my lip swatches with a full face of makeup on, because I don't really like to switch on studio lights and sit with no makeup on, because it just makes me look dead. Okay, I hope that helps, that clears some of your questions and some of the suggestions that I receive. And also, I do not insert hand swatches, because if I was swatching like 10 shades I can do that, but these are literally so many of them that if I sit and do hand swatches for each and everything, the editing just gets a lot longer, the footage gets a little bit too much. Yeah, I hope the lip swatches help you out and it feels a little bit accurate. So let's get started. So the first one we have is from MAC. This one is in the shade Warm Teddy, which is a new launch, and the dupe for that we have is from Blue Heaven. This one is in the shade Coffee Break, which is a really affordable formulation and a really great formulation, actually very comfortable, not transfer proof, but is quite long wearing. And you can see the shades are almost the same, but it doesn't have as much warmth as Warm Teddy has. The next one is Nykaa Your Latte, which is also very similar to Warm Teddy. So whatever are suggested as dupes for Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium would ideally be the dupe for this as well, because most of those are not as cool tone. So even this is very similar. Like, see, you can see the shade Your Latte. This shade Warm Teddy is like a wearable, more warm shade of Pillow Talk Medium. The next shade we have is Flesh Fry. Next shade we have is Flesh Fry from Pat Mcgrath. This is a beautiful shade, but the dupe for this we have is from KIRO. This one is in the shade Ginger Tea. It has that same redness, it has that same sort of, you know, bright red orange undertones to it. So this is what it looks like side by side. And an alternative to that from STAZE Cosmetics is in the shade Strawberry, which is, you can see, an exactly similar shade with the same color payoff, the same kind of formulation, you know, that creamy satin finish, and very, very comfortable and lightweight on the lips. And this Pat McGrath one is a little bit of a unique shade to dupe, so I finally found an exact shade in STAZE. Another more affordable dupe for this shade is from Swiss Beauty. This one is in the shade Rusty Nude. Again, if you own this one shade, actually, I feel like you have a dupe for pretty much most lipsticks, okay? So this is how it looks like. I feel like the shade Flesh 5 is a tad bit more deeper, but yeah. And the Swiss Beauty formula is one of my favorite, actually. No matter what anyone tells about this, this is hands down one of the best lipstick formulations in my collection, high-end and affordable. And this is how it compares to Revlon Raisin Rage. Raisin Rage is a little bit more mauve and deeper. This is how it compares to Revlon Rum Raisin. I feel Rum Raisin is a little bit more brighter and more pink. Next up we have Flesh 3 from Pat McGrath, which a dupe for this is Swiss Beauty Brandy Harrington. If you own Swiss Beauty Brandy Harrington, you have yourself a dupe for a lot of high-end lipstick shades. I even did a dedicated shorts video on this, but I didn't include a Flesh 3 from Pat McGrath, but you can see how similar these shades are. Now, I recently got a comment saying that the Swiss Beauty shade is nothing like what I showed in my swatches. I own this shade for almost 3 to 4 years now, so I'm not sure if the brand has changed up anything, okay? So I'm not sure. I cannot change the color of the lipstick so drastically by edit, if that is what you guys insinuate in my comments, but that's not how it works. I can probably change it a little bit, make it look a little bit deeper, a little bit lighter, a little bit washed out, but I cannot change the color altogether, but it has to be the brand. This is one of my favorite shades. It's a beautiful nude shades for a lot of different skin tones, and I have backups of this as well because I love it that much. Another possible dupe, if you already own this, you don't have to buy Flesh Fi, is KIRO Nude Garnet, which I know is a very popular shade and a lot of you guys already own this. All of these fall under similar color families, so don't keep repurchasing the same shades if you want to avoid having a lot of similar shades. But yeah, this is how they look like side by side. The formulation of those KIRO lipsticks are absolutely the best. Okay, they are very pigmented, comfortable matte finish, very long wearing. I don't know what they've done. It does transfer, it does like move around, but it doesn't fade away from your lips, doesn't suck the moisture out of your lips. It's just one of the best bullet lipsticks I own. This one, Swiss Beauty, they've nailed it, you know, hit the ball out of the park with the formulation. It is that good. Next up, because I'm talking about Brandy, Harrington and Flesh 3, I also want to show you another shade that these could be dupes of, which is Anastasia Sugar Plum. A beautiful shade, but if you own Brandy Harrington or you own KIRO Nude Garnet, you don't really need this shade. They are so similar, so avoid buying similar shades. That's also the point of this video. Next up, also from Anastasia, I have this shade called Blackberry, which is a beautiful shade. It's like a wearable deep plum shade. And the dupe I have for that is from Daily Forever 52. This is a matte lipstick, high-tech matte lipstick in the shade 10. So this is what they look like side by side. Very similar shades, and I absolutely love the formulation of the Forever 52 lipstick as well. I feel like I should try out more shades, but because I have so many lipsticks, I don't want to buy it. So I have a lipstick from Anastasia in the shade Brandy, which is a discontinued lipstick, but I don't know why they did that. It's a beautiful shade. Every single time I wear this, I get asked which one this is. It is a little bit unique. I want to say it has brown, it has red, it has a little bit of deeper plum undertones to it. A close match to that is from Swiss Beauty. This is their brown bullet, okay? And this is in the shade dark brown. I don't really like the formulation of this one as much as I do with the other non-transfer lipstick, but it is okay. I just feel like I don't like the smell of this. It has sort of like a very fishy smell, like exactly like fish. And also it is a little bit more sheer and glossy. And another shade that is also similar to that is from Colorbar. This is in the shade Stroke. This is also like a very similar shade. So you can pick and choose according to your budget, but I am here to show you all the similar shades. The next one we have is from Huda Beauty, which is in the shade Third Date, okay? Initially it used to look like a beautiful nude shade with a little bit of a deeper pink undertone to it, but over time I feel like the formulation of this has changed. I own this for over 2 to 3 years now, of course, so I think it has changed the formulation. Now it pulls a lot more purple on my lips, but I suggested Swiss Beauty Mauve Taupe as a dupe for it, and I'm just showing you guys a comparison of these two side by side. This is how it used to look initially, okay, like mauve taupe on my lips, but now it's just oxidizing and looking a lot more purple. But of course, my quest to find a similar shade never ends. So I also found another one from Colorbar, which is in the shade Foreplay, which is pretty much similar. I would say it's like a 98% match, but doesn't have as much purple depth to it. But yeah, this is what they look like side by side. The formulation of the Colorbar one is also really nice, but quite pricey. And it goes on a flat 30% off most of the times. Next up, also from Huda Beauty, we have the shade called Payday, which is a beautiful purplish nude shade. And the dupe for that is from Mars. This is part of their Purples and Nudes collection in the shade 09 Magnetic. Next one we have is Huda Beauty Rendezvous, and the dupe we have for that is from Mars. This is part of their Peaches and Nudes collection in the shade number 05 called Dream Chaser. Next up we have Huda Beauty Pool Party, which is a very cool toned purple shade, lilac looking with a lot of white base to it. A more wearable shade in my opinion is from Mars. This is in the shade Sinful Salsa. This is not a 100% match, but you can see it's a similar color family but a lot more wearable. It has that depth, it doesn't have that white base, so it works out for people of medium tan skin tones and pigmented lips. So this is how they look like side by side. Another shade that is also having a little bit of that white base and a little lilac undertone is from Love Child by Masaba. This is in the shade Mint to Be. Again, not a 100% match, but similar shades. Next shade also from Huda Beauty we have is called Graduation Day. And a shade similar to that is from Mama Earth. I absolutely love the formulation of these Mama Earth lipsticks. This shade is a little bit lighter than the Huda Beauty one, but they are a pretty similar match. Also, another shade that could be similar to this is from L'Oreal, which is Le Nude Unapologetic. Even Espresso Brown could be a similar shade to this. So this is what they look like side by side. Next up we have a very popular shade from MAC, which is called Over the Taupe, and a similar shade we have is from Blue Heaven. This is in the shade Cocoa Addict, and it's a beautiful shade, beautiful formulation for a fraction of the cost. So if you wanted a similar shade, you can definitely try this out. My lips are on fire. My lips are on fire. It's on another tone right now. I think I have to conceal my lips. There is no choice. Now next up we have Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame, and the shade that is similar to that is also from Blue Heaven in the shade Fudge Fantasy. Fudge Fantasy is a little bit deeper, has a little more red to it, but a similar shade. I'm not calling this 100% dupe. Next one we have is from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is their Lip Blur in Pillow Talk Medium, which is not my favorite shade. It washes me out, and a shade that is almost exactly identical. It's from Blue Heaven. This one is also from their Cookie and Souffle collection. This is in the shade Chocolate Martini. Next up we have Charlotte Tilbury Ruby Blur, and a similar shade, not 100% match. It doesn't have as much depth as the Charlotte Tilbury one, but it's also a red shade with a lot of pink undertones to it. It's from Romance. This is in the shade Fade Red. Next one we have from MAC, which is in the shade called Fashion Sweetie. Shade that is exactly pretty much the same is from Romance. This is in the shade Will Invest. MAC ones are so beautifully pigmented that sometimes I just don't even want you guys to get the dupe, and I just want you to try the MAC one out whenever you can on a discount. There's one thing unique about this MAC Powder Kiss liquid lipstick is that it is so blurring on the lips. It's so beautiful. And it stains your lips. Next up, a bullet lipstick from Bobbi Brown. This is a Luxe Matte lipstick in the shade Parkside, which is one of my favorite nude shades to wear. And a very similar shade for that is from Mamaearth in the shade Hazelnut Brown. Identical. Great formulation again. Another more affordable dupe for this shade is from STAZE that we have, is called their Velvet Kiss Matte Plus Intense Color Lipstick. And this formulation is very similar to the Bobbi Brown Luxe Matte Lip Color. And the shade that I have right here, which is called Brown Spice, is an exact same shade of Bobbi Brown Luxe Matte Lip Color in the shade Parkside. Next up we have Huda Beauty Bombshell, which is a very popular shade for people of light and light medium skin tones. It doesn't work out for my skin tone. A pretty good alternative and a better formulation and better pigmentation is from Love Child. This is in the shade Double Star. It's sometimes not always the shade, it is the formulation. I mean, I still have to make this work with a better lip liner and all of that, but this is the Love Child one is so much less patchier than the Huda Beauty Bombshell liquid lipstick. Another shade that I have is a very bright shade. It doesn't go so much well with this outfit, but I have an outfit that this pairs so beautifully well with, and every single time I pull that out, I wear this shade. This is Huda Beauty Icon, which is a beautiful pinky peachy shade, very bright. And a shade that is very similar to that is from Loveearth. This is their liquid mousse in the shade Hanky Panky. This shade in Icon, though so bright, is not at all patchy, but the shade Hanky Panky is a little bit more brighter. I want to admit it's not an exact match. Next up from Huda Beauty, we have the shade called First Class, which is a beautiful deep cool toned nude shade, and something that is very similar to that is from Love Child. It's in the shade It Fits, and this is what they look like side by side. Another sort of similar looking shade but a little bit lighter. This one is from Anastasia. This is the shade Bittersweet, and something that is similar to that from Love Child is in the shade No Rules. Again, very cool tone shades, just not as purple as the previous shade that I showed. Now, I don't know how many of you remember this shade from Huda Beauty. This is called Spice Girl. It is discontinued, and a lot of times I was requested to get a dupe for it. I'm not sure if people are still interested, but I did finally find something that is similar to this, which is from Sugar. This is in the shade Van Dyke Brown. This is their newer launch called Mousse Mask Proof Lip Cream. Okay, I think they were having fun with the name, but yeah, this is how they look like side by side. Next up, we have Huda Beauty El Cinco de Mayo, which is a very true red shade with a lot of, like, I feel like slightly orange undertones to it. And a shade that is similar is from Swiss Beauty. This is called Fresh Red. And then we have Nude Sticks Retro, which Nykaa Jade Rose, Swiss Beauty Brandy Harrington, Swiss Beauty Sugar Brandy Harrington, Nude Garnet from KIRO. All of these are similar shades. So I'm just swatching one of that next to it and showing you. The Nykaa one has a little bit more red to it, but I will swatch Brandy Harrington next to this and show you that as well. So yeah, this is Brandy Harrington and this is Nude Sticks Retro. Next up we have Huda Venus, which is a very pale nude shade, and a similar shade I have for that is from Mamaearth. This is in the shade Nude Brown. Next up we have MAC Locked Kiss Ink Liquid Lipstick in Ponzi. And a shade similar to that is from Loveearth. This is in the shade Sea Breeze. Both of them have that very earthy terracotta undertones to it. It's red, but it's not just your straight up red shade. Next up, we have Too Faced liquid lipstick in the shade Strawberry Hill, and a very similar dupe for that. It's from Miss Claire. This is their matte power lip color in the shade 08. Both of these beautiful warm pink shades. And lastly, one of my favorite shades, which is discontinued by the brand, Anastasia lipstick in the shade Rogue, and a similar shade, not 100% match, is from Swiss Beauty in the shade Bronze. Every single time I wear this, I get asked what is that on my lips, if I can find dupes for it. So that's the reason I'm mentioning this. Anastasia has a little bit more of a cooler brown undertone to it. Swiss Beauty looks more warm compared to that, even though this is a cool tone shade. Compared to the Anastasia one, it feels like it has a little bit more pink to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I've been literally swatching these lipsticks for over 2 hours now, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and it was worth the effort for me. So give this video a big thumbs up, and also comment down below and let me know what other lipstick dupes you want to watch. Any one brand dupes or anything. I am coming up with Charlotte Tilbury one brand lipstick dupes. So if you want any such videos, any more such videos, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, see you guys in my next one. Bye.